Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet, and this is not the video I was planning on making. I was going to do a review of Alan Moore's movie, directed by Mitch Jenkins, called The Show. I just watched it last night. I was very disappointed. I was going to say a bit disappointed. Actually, I will go as far as say very disappointed. Well, I had high hopes for it. What can I tell you? I'll do that review another day. But you know, before I do a review, I wanted to see if there are any other reviews out there. See where you know where the lie of the land was. So I did a Google search for Alan Moore. I do click on the news tab. You get all interesting things, and I found this article. Screenrant, trying to comprehend Alan Moore's work from like 40 years ago when he was less of a genius than he is now. I mean, I imagine, as one goes through life, one grows, and I certainly think Alan Moore has, and just completely not understanding what on earth was going on, or reality in general. And I thought, well, this is something that we've really got to we've really got to look at. We've really got to take the piss out of. I think it's quite important. I think that's really quite an important thing to do with our time. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'll be fan-dabby double dozy. Can you hit the share button? Fan-dabby double dozy. Yeah, thank you very much. And mostly can you hit the subscribe button. We just went over 3,200 subscribers. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I am ridiculously grateful. And I am indeed ridiculously grateful. So thank you very much. If you're subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. And that's it. Comment. Please comment. Let me know what you think. And I got to, after I finish recording this video, then it's time to start replying to my many comments that I'm so happy. I caught up yesterday. A couple of days behind. Not good. Never let things get behind. That's always bad. Fine, let's look at this. Screenrant. Yes, those are. I just thought they were morons about Doctor Who. No, they're morons about everything. It's incredible. Watchmen, a 2020 webcomic. I never heard of a webcomic before. I mean, I guess I do them. It seems to be a 3-panel stupid thing. Resurfaces showing what Alan Moore got wrong. Oh God! Honestly, the title for this video I'm taking from an Alan Moore comic, Miracle Man. He's talking. There's a great scene in it where the bad guy, Dr. Emil Garganza, is looking back at his life, and he's talking about how how he was working for the British government in the late 40s, and they found a crashed alien spacecraft. Where basically that's where everything from the technology from the comic came from. But anyway, the point was this: he says as they were going in there, they were trying to work out what was going on. There was like circuitry made of water, just again clever Alan Moore stuff, right? And he says we were like minnows swimming around in a nuclear submarine. So I thought, yes, that is Screenrant trying to understand Alan Moore. The other analogy is. Kind of like the monkey, the 8 people from 2001. Their Screenrant and the Black Slab which they're that's they're Alan Moore. That's Alan Moore. Fine. All of humanity face a common threat in 2020. Not really. That was the narrative that you were sold. We did face a common threat. Maybe not the threat that we all agreed it was, but I think that common threat was disingenuously used amongst many other common threats to create a political reality, which then went on to destroy the world. It's a work in progress in doing that right now. Unfortunately, the events that followed proved a major plot point. Watchmen to be flawed. No, it didn't. You just don't understand. And here's the thing I can't stand about people who write for Screenrant and this generation in general. When they don't understand something, they don't go, well, I don't know, maybe I should need to look in something more deeply and see if there's anything I'm not getting. No, they're like, no, that's stupid. That's silly and stupid, and I don't understand it, so it's wrong. Which is essentially what. A hilariously depressing webcomic has resurfaced, poking fun at how the events of 2020 proved the logic of Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' Watchmen actually had a major flaw. Easily one of the most popular series of all time, the ending of Watchmen includes one of the most famous twists in comics. The moment revolves around the smartest person on the planet. He's not really the smartest, but that was just marketing, okay? On the planet, former Mars hero Adrian Venn, aka Aussie Man. He might have been. He's a superhero. As tensions heat up between the Soviet Union and the United States, nuclear war appears imminent. Ozymandias uses cold hard logic to reset the doomsday clock and bring humanity together by real life. But real life suggests his methods wouldn't have succeeded. Well, again, did you not read Watchmen? Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, let's just read it and then I'll start taking it apart. Veidt creates a gargantuan squid-like monster with incredible psychic power. That using the help of some of the world's best artists and scientists, who he later then kills to keep secret. Ozymandias then teleports the monster to New York. It releases a psychic shockwave that kills half of New York. And then dies immediately afterwards. Believing the squid to have been an alien race attacking humanity. Well, they weren't. No, they wasn't sure if it was an intentional attack. The powers of the world set aside the differences and come together to face a common threat. While Dr. Manhattan makes sure Ozymandias knows that his solution won't last forever, it's nevertheless a success in radically bringing the two nations into political and even cultural unity. Yeah, okay. Because what happened in Watchmen, that part of Ozymandias' plan was to create something that shook people out of their preconceptions, their comfort, their basic stupidity, right? People get wrapped up in their own agendas and they lose sight of the bigger picture. The idea of this was to make people really believe there's something a lot bigger going on and to shake people out. That did not happen in 2020 with COVID at all, right? That did not happen in any way, shape, or form. It was something disingenuously used, along with a lot of other, like the Black Lives Matter riots. They were disingenuous. A lot of things the media disingenuously used to drive people apart. That stop a populist movement that was bringing people together, right? It was the absolute opposite of what happened in Watchmen. It was completely cynical, which is what Watchmen said would happen at the end. You know, at the end, it was a hand reaching out to Rorschach's journal that would expose the truth about it, which of course not everybody would believe. It'll be like a conspiracy theory, but it would break the spell, right, as it were. The webcomic shared on Tumblr by Media20 shows Ozymandias explaining his plan, and then the personification in 2020 laughing first hysteria. I mean, really, I can't believe somebody would read Watchmen, which is replete with an insistence that you don't accept things at face value. Right, I mean that's really the point. I think one of the central points of Watchmen. Well, it's like you don't accept the world at face value, but you think about it for yourself. But these ones like, oh no, they told me we had everything media says is right. I mean, like, I can't believe how dumb this is. It's just blowing my mind. The idea that sadistically, the idea that humanity will be brought together by a common threat. 2020 was an extremely different year for society. COVID-19 impacted every corner of society. It was blown out of all proportion to get Donald Trump out of office. That was not unifying, you stupid morons. It was, again, really, do you remember all those tickers on CNN, on every news channel? Oh, deaths of COVID. Oh, no, there can't be a vaccine. No vaccine can happen. The vaccine's here. Everybody take the vaccine. Everybody take the vaccine. It doesn't work. I don't care. It doesn't work. Take it anyway. What, it's going to hurt you? No, take Really? It's like people living in a Pravda-like reality. And looking at things that are designed to break them out, trying to expand their mind, which again, I think Alan Moore's populist work is. It's designed to expand your consciousness, failing so completely because they're so incredibly stupid. It's just kind of depressing. COVID-19 impacted every corner of the earth, and it was like nothing humanity has faced in recent history. Again, it's not like, oh no, we got this terrible threat, we're all going to come together. No, it was like, oh look, oh, look, we could use that to get what we want and disenfranchise half the world. It really? Okay. Yet, despite being faced with a common enemy, there was little sense that the world or even individual countries experienced the unity imagined in Watchmen. Again, it didn't happen, right? So, yeah, oh, God, I hate this is a webtoon. Fine. So, somebody who can't draw does a little thing. Okay, and it was cute. It was a cute little thing, but who cares? Hang on, it just got... Which was over. Let me just... There we go. Fine. Well, Watchmen imagines Ozymandias' attack leading America and Russia to embrace each other on every level. Because this is what this was the plan of Ozymandias, and I would love to see it work. Right? I'd love to see people just go, all this bullshit we care about that we are wanting to kill each other. We don't care, right? I mean, look at the. I live in Israel. Jews and Arabs, generally speaking, by the way, Israel's a very blended society. Again, a complete variance to what you see on the media. It's you go into any mall, any hospital, any store, any business, you see Jews and Arabs, Muslims and Jews working together in peace and harmony. That's really the reality of it, right? Wherever, but disingenuously, we have people kept, populations kept in utter misery, like in Gaza, to keep conflict going. That right? That's really the bottom line reason of it. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you could? If I wish I could just say to the Arabs, like, why don't we just say screw it, forget it? I would just say we'll stop fighting. Just forget it. Why don't we just be friends? Look, we both believe in the same God. Right? We both, like, the Muslim version of God and the Jewish version, it's not even similar. It's identical. We are brothers, right? We both come from the same father. We both believe in Abraham. Yeah, it's like, why can't we just say, let's not fight? And what's stopping us, right? I'll give you another example, right? There's a thing that went down in my local synagogue over the last couple of years. Which is thankfully over now. However, during that thing, my local synagogue, well, a few things happened. But the thing I was thinking about in specific, my local synagogue transgressed a quite central Jewish law. Things called rechilat. It's which is, yeah, people make mistakes. People do these things, and so my point is that I think to move on from that, they need to basically the way they did it, they sent out a letter making statements that weren't, it doesn't matter the statements weren't true, but it was creating a disingenuous false narrative. It was adding to a disingenuous false narrative, right? So they should send out an equal letter saying that we condemn that, and we're sorry we did that, right? It's just saying sorry. That's it, and you're done. Now, I suggested this to the people in charge, and it was not even on the radar of happening, and which shocked me, because if I was in that situation, right, and I was in exactly the same situation, I couldn't not do that, because I believe in God, right? I believe in God, and I think when when you do something, God tells you to fix it by saying sorry, right? It's not complicated. It's like, but no, it wasn't even, and I'm not mad at the people, right? It was not even a possibility. My wife was saying, look, these sort of things don't happen. Look, in a perfect world, yes, of course they're doing it, but it's just unrealistic. I'm like, I said to my wife, who gets to decide if what the world is or not? We get to decide it. It's us, right? And like, we can decide to do whatever we want to do. We can decide to follow or whatever convention is, or we can decide to do what we think is right or wrong, regardless of what we think convention is, right? And that was the idea of Watchmen. It was something so incredibly shocking, and people just went, this stuff that we care about so much is bullshit, and just forget about it. And I think, again, same thing I will say the Israel-Palestine, the stuff that we care about is bullshit. We could live and work together and all be happy, right? And if we just did that, there'll be an incredible joy. You imagine the joy that would come with that. We just go, screw it, I'm not going to fight. This is not worth a fight. We can get everything we want without fighting. I mean, unless the thing you want is to kill anybody not like you, right? Other than that, You can get everything you want by not fighting, right? And so that seems to be a way to, and if we did that, there'll be an incredible deal, which is what we saw in Watchmen, right? We saw a cultural blending of Russia and America. You know, you had one of the best bits of it was at the end. You saw this new burger place started called Burgers and Borscht, which was like a new Russian, like a Russian themed burger place, which I think was just sold it incredibly well. Yes, and that's what it would be, but this is the opposite of that. So, Watchmen on manages those man that leads into Russia, American embracing a very level. Timelines, the culture mingling even down to level of fast food. The seismic events of COVID-19 showed us that sadly, it's a pipe dream. No, exactly. If something world-shattering did happen and take us out of ourselves, rather than something so big that it wouldn't be disingenuously used to give you the shit that you want, right? The politicians to give them the shit that they want, right? They're that big. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm an optimist. I'd like to hope that really is the case. Even within the United States itself, different attitudes to the pandemic spurred a different sense of social disunity. The sense of social disunity was driven artificially, very obviously, to anybody who isn't incredibly partisan or a moron, right? So therefore, that rules out the entirety of the media. Associated present for the highest levels of politics down to everyday life. Yes, because politicians polarize us. I was talking about this in the other video. It's not about left or right. I really believe it's not about left or right, because again, in America you got the Democrats who are insane and have complete power and destroying any form of check and balance to do whatever they want, and you got the Republicans who are completely ineffectual. But essentially, they're all on the same bloody side, which I think is why they united into destroying Trump. Right? That was very important to them. Same in England. You got the Tories who are like hated beyond hated by everybody, and then you got Labour who are completely useless and ineffectual, and they're all on the same bloody side. Could you imagine something that could shake these people and make them scared, right? So, which is what this faux alien attack was. And again, I can't believe the breathtaking lack of intelligence in being able to read what was in essence a very good comic book. While follow-up stories have suggested the impact of Watson's final shifts go beyond what fans saw in the original story, there are no follow-ups. It's just, listen, I like a lot of Before Watchmen. The sequels are, generally speaking, awful. The only thing I did like in the TV show, whenever it wasn't dealing with black people, it was great. And the only time it was the only reason it was terrible and dealt with black people is because it was about white people writing about black people while being scared of them at the same time, because they're essentially racist, right? But when you had what's his name, played Alfred in the last Batman movies as Ozzy Man, he was fantastic. It was and all those scenes were just incredible, and the scenes. The flashback episode to the squid attack, that was just incredible. But anytime you had Angela Aber on the screen, being an aging woman, an aging black woman, an aging fat black woman who somehow got superpowers but doesn't, it was ridiculous. It was just absolutely ridiculous. It suggests that the brief burst of togetherness depicted in Morgan's story is unrealistic. It's unrealistic that it will continue. The comics was once more shared in 2021, over a year after it was first popular, analysed how relatable the sense of the fractured world is and the sheer length of time that the world has been affected by COVID-19. While Alan Moore Davis depicts an arrogant villain doing what the unthinkable to attain temporary unity, Media 120 suggests that even Ozymandias' unforgivable cynicism was optimistic in hindsight. Listen, but again, man. I wrote the title of this video before I recorded it, before I watched it. Man, did I nail it? It's unbelievable the levels of lack of understanding that's going on here. Just breathtaking, just breathtaking. And this is the sort of thing you can expect from when you come to my channel. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.